Hey YouTube, you want to learn how to create your first animation in Unity? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Let's get started. So to create your animation in Unity, you're going to need a sprite sheet, or you're going to need the individual parts of the sprite to combine together in Unity and then animate it yourself, which is going to be a lot of work. So what I normally do is I prefer to have the sprite sheet ready with the frame by frame for each animation, such as each frame for idle animation and each frame for attack animation, instead of having to kind of piece the body parts together and then animate it myself in Unity, and that's going to take a lot of time. But not saying that I don't enjoy doing that, but if you enjoy doing that, that's cool. I mean, I could show you later on how to do that, but for now we're just going to be using sprite sheets. So let's go download some at a website. So here's a good website that I use to download a lot of free sprites just to add to my game for fun and to test around. So I downloaded this pack for my Unity game, and I have used this for like two of my videos already. As you can see, there's like the background, it comes with it all. And here's either one of these you could download to use for this kind of demo. So let's just click on one and go inside, and let's just see what we have here. So if you were to download this pack, you would get all these frame by frame for this animation, such as idle, and here's all the walk animation, and you don't have to animate the character yourself. You just piece them together in Unity, and I'm about to show you how. So you could just download any one of these, and it's free. There's also paid ones too. So if you go to sprites, and you can also pay for other packs, but that might be they're pretty cool too. But you don't have to if you don't want to. But if you want to make your game a little bit more fun, customize a little bit more than just using the free packs, you could go ahead and buy these. And I'm pretty sure they have all the animations for those characters, or background and scenes all provided. But let's go back to the freebies first. So you can just download any one of these and just follow along this tutorial. So after you download it, just drag and drop it onto Unity, and it should load it up. So here I'm going to be using different sprites that I bought, and these are just the Juggernaut sprites that I already been using for my games. As you can see, I have them in attack, balance, I have the death, the hurts animation, and the idle animation. When you download those free asset pack, they also could split into these individual animations. So what you want to do is you go to asset, and you could go ahead and just kind of create a folder to hold it all. You could call it sprites, and then inside the sprites folder you could create animations, and then you could kind of drag and drop and kind of organize your assets around. That's what I like to do. I like to create these folders and kind of like organize them around. Okay, let's start by opening up and going into one of the sprites. So here you can see that texture type, sprites 2D UI. Make sure it's at sprites 2D UI, because if it's any one of these, it will not work for this. It should say single here, and you don't have to play around these settings yet. I can show you later on what to do with these settings around. But make sure to set all of them to sprites 2D. I mean, a fast way to change them all to that is just to click on one, hold shift, and click on the last one, and it should highlight all of them. You just click on this, click change the sprites, and then click apply, and it should, it'll take a little bit of time depending on how much they are, and it'll change them all to 2D, sprites 2D. So let's go ahead and kind of add a background here, because then it seems kind of dull. So first we're gonna go to backgrounds, and this is the one that the background that you downloaded on the free website. So go ahead and just like drag and drop it, and you see these 4 dots. You go ahead and expand it here a little bit, just move it up, and if it's not on that setting, you can set it to here. It might be on the hand. You can just go ahead and set to the blue dots, kind of expand it so it covers the screen down here, or the game scene view. So once you have the background, let's go back, click on animations. I want to start with the idle animation, so you can just click any one of the frames. I usually just pick the first one, and for the freebie pack, it should also have the numbers listed. So it should say IO 00, 01, 02, 03, and so forth. So I'll just click the 00 and just drag him and put him right here. And once you create him right here, when you put him right here, the an object is created for him. So now he's in the game view. So let's just click on it, and as you can see, it'll say sprite render, and it's saying which sprite is using. So if you need to ever find where the sprite is in your asset, let's just say, for example, you're an asset and you want to know where the sprite is, just click on him, double click on this, and it should automatically kind of pop you back into your folder, and it'll locate exactly the sprite they use for this. So what we're gonna do is, to create your first animation, click on the first frame, and then hold shift, highlight them all so that you have them all captured, and then go ahead and drag it onto this exact same object right here, so the one that we just created on here. So drag and drop it, and then something should happen and a new folder should pop up, and it should ask you kind of to create an animation. So we're gonna name this idle, and press OK, and it should automatically create the animation. So what you're gonna get is a controller, we'll talk about this later, and an animation right here. So this is the animation that we just created. So to kind of view these animations right here, you're gonna need to open the window animation and animator. I think when you create a project, animator should be opened automatically, but animation might not be. So to kind of open these two windows, you gotta just click on Windows up here, and then click Animations to open this animation. Click Animation and Animator, and then there you go, you have these two. So let's go back to the object. What happened right when we dragged those frames and dropped it onto the character? So if you click back on the object, you will see now that there's something called an animator, and this is what's going to be needed for all animations that's going to be done on this object. Or we'll say character now, since it's technically a character now. So we can rename this to, players. There we go. So now he's named player, and now he has a thing called animator, or a component called animator, sorry. So let's go back to this thing. So this is a controller. So what is that? So let's just click on controller, and then click on animator. And you can go inside. As you can see, this is kind of like the animation window. You can look at all the animations that this controller has. So this idle animation is this right here, basically inside this controller, and this controller has all the animations. So you can see it's kind of like highlighted in orange right now. This is just because the first animation created in this animator is going to be the default animation that the whatever object or character, once when he enters or you start the game, it'll automatically go to the default animation. So let's take a look at how that's going to look. So click play, and just wait a little bit. Okay, maybe wait a bit longer. There we go. So when we dragged all those frames into the object, it created the idle animation. So it's pretty much going through each frame by frame right now and to create this animation. So let's exit out, and let's go to animations. So to kind of view this the character or the object's animation, click on the player, and then while in this window, and you should see this is the animation that we created, and there should be more of these clips when you create more animation. So let's go to the first one. You could open this to kind of see the sprites. So you could kind of zoom in on it, and you can see that. I don't know if you can kind of see that, it's kind of small, but each of these are like the frame by frame that you have here. And if you click play, it will kind of run through the frames, as you can see. So we pause it. We go to frame 1. You can see it move a little bit. Frame 2, frame 3. You can see it's showing you each frame. So this is what you're going to be doing when you want to edit each frame. So if you don't like it, so that say, hey, right here, you don't want this frame, you can go ahead and right click, delete key, and it'll delete this frame. And when you replay it again, the animation will go like this, and you'll skip this frame, or actually this frame won't be here, and it'll just go to the next frame. So you can kind of like see how your character looks like, or the animation is going to look like from this window. So if you click on something else, say BG, then you can't see anymore. So you have to click on him, and the only way to look at it is you have to hold this animate component. That's why this thing pops up. So let's go back to here. So there's just a few things I kind of want to talk about. So when you click on it, just one small, just a little small click, you can see the animation speed. So this is where you could kind of speed up the animation or slow it down. So 1 is just normal speed. So if I were to say, 5, press enter. Let's go back in here, press play. You can see that he's now moving, I don't like 5 times faster, and it's kind of funny that he's kind of like, it looks like he's having a seizure or heart attack or something. But if you want to speed up your animation, that's how you would do it. If you want him to kind of like attack faster, this is when you would kind of add that or increase that speed. But since he's idling, we don't want him to be kind of panting. Maybe unless he kind of just run or something, then you could kind of make your character kind of increase the idle animation to show that he's kind of out of breath. But right now it looks kind of funny, so I'm going to go back and change that. So let's change that back to 1. So now let's go to animator, and if you double click it, you go inside of it, and this is where you could change loop time. So this, when you have this checked, it's just basically going to rerun that same animation over and over again. So let's uncheck this and see what happens. So this is without the loop. So it just does the animation once, and that's it. But since it's idle animation, we want it to loop continuously. So now I'm going to check this back. Let's go back to the scene. Now he's just going to keep looping through that same animation unless you tell it to stop. So let me also kind of not do full screen. Click play. So let's go to animator. You could see, oh, maybe it doesn't show it, but it's supposed to show a blue bar here that kind of shows him going through the animation as we're speaking. Oh, there you go. Yep, you have to click in object. So now you can see him just looping through the animation, and it's also going on right here as well. And let's just save you uncheck that. He won't be looping the see watch. And that's it. So here it kind of is saying that it's kind of looping through it, but it's not really, as you can see in the game, it's not. So that's kind of all I have for you guys for today. Like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below and tell me what else you kind of want to see, or if you want me to go more in depth into this. Also, subscribe to my channel for more tutorial videos and to see me create more videos of my game and see the progress. Alright, that's it. See you later.